Well, good morning. This is day 3. Dan fed the cats before he went out. Bubba gets his insulin shortly. The sprouting seeds are all nice and dry. Now we're having a late lunch today, and I'll show you the recipe for that soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to have a couple of tablespoons of yoghurt, and then to keep me going, I'm going to have a fried egg on toast. So obviously the slice of bread is 4pence, and then I'm using 1 egg from my pack of 6. Well, I've had breakfast and had a big cup of tea. It's nearly 10 o'clock and I need to get myself organised. Dan's back today for a late lunch and I'm going to make some fish cakes. But first of all, I need to cook up the apricots which have been soaking overnight. I'm just going to cook them up on the stove, nice and low and slow, in the water they've been soaking in, and I'm going to then switch off the pan and let them cool down and add maybe a tablespoon or 2 of honey to sweeten. The natural sugars in the apricots are released as they start to cool down. It's healthier than using loads of sugar. Now, the Ukrainian recipe usually uses a few tablespoons of sugar, but I'm using honey instead. But if you prefer sugar to honey, say you're vegan, or you want to add something like agave as it cools down, or maple syrup, then do so. But you don't need a lot. 1 or 2 tablespoons should be enough. So this is my breakfast compote. When that's cooled down completely, I'll pop that in the fridge and it'll be ready for my breakfast tomorrow. It'll be really nice with a bit of bio yoghurt. Well, it's 11:30 now and I'm going to make myself a cup of tea or coffee shortly. I might have a coffee. I haven't had a coffee for a couple of days. And then it'll be time to crack on making the fish cakes for lunch. Dan's due home about 2 p.m. or thereabouts, so it's a late lunch. I'm first going to scrub these potatoes. There's about 10-15 pence worth of potatoes here, probably nearer 10p. I'm going to give these a scrub and then pop them in a microwave just for a few minutes in their jackets, and then allow those to cool. I've also got the tin of tuna out of the pantry that we got in our farm foods haul at the weekend. I've got a cup of coffee. This is my Star Wars mug. When hot water goes in it, the lightsabers light up. The cats are a bit boisterous. I don't watch TV, but occasionally when they're really boisterous, I put the TV on for them and then they'll usually settle down. So I'm going to do that now because I need to get on with my day. I have had a piano practice for about an hour and a half, really long practice, and they were quiet while I was doing that. They love music and they also like watching television. So I'd better put that TV on for them so I can get on with my day. I've opened the can of tuna and drained it. There's quite a lot in the can. Look at that, that's lovely. It smells good. I did actually give the cats a teeny weeny bit, but not much, because this one was in brine. Just a taste, but I'm going to feed them in a minute. Then to this, I'm going to add the potato. I'm going to peel the skins off the potatoes and mash them down. I'm not adding milk or butter or anything else, and I'll add them to the tuna. It's always a good idea to make sure that the potatoes have cooled down somewhat before peeling the skins, because otherwise you might burn your fingers. I do have asbestos hands, but nonetheless it's an easier job peeling the skins off once the potatoes have cooled down. They should come off easily like that. That's the first one. And we just carry on like that. And I'll put them on a plate and mash them down and add them to the tuna. I'm mashing everything together really well, and then I'm going to add some garden herbs. I think that a little bit of black pepper would be good, but we don't need any salt because the tuna is in brine. It's salty enough. This is mixed up really well now, so I'm going to make the fish cakes themselves. I'm going to use a little bit of gram flour to coat them in. We'll dip them in egg and then some panko breadcrumbs. You can use polenta as well if you prefer. I've got some panko breadcrumbs though that need using. I should manage about 4 fish cakes out of this mixture. And now I can shape them into fish cakes. They don't actually smell fishy, they actually smell of the sea. Quite pleasant. I don't like fishy smells. I don't like anything that's like too fishy. The fish cakes have been chilling in the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to coat them now in some beaten egg. There's 1 egg there, beaten, and some breadcrumbs. These are panko breadcrumbs that I had lurking around in the back of the pantry. And I've mixed in a little bit more black pepper and just a smidgen of salt. So these are going in the fridge again now, and I'll cook those up just before Dan gets home. I don't really want to waste anything that's left. There was a bit of beaten egg left and some bits of tuna flakes and some breadcrumbs. So I'm also going to cook that up at the end. I'll pop that in the fridge till later. I've made a nice little lemon and garlic mayonnaise, and I've added a few chopped capers as well. That'll go really well with the fish cakes. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got any dill left, but that'll go really well with the lunch. Dan will be home in less than an hour now. I'm having our hot water and lemon, and I'm going to sit down for half an hour or so. I've earned a good rest. And I'll see you back later when the food is cooked. That's yours, Dan, and that's mine. And let me know what you think. Tell me what you think of that.
This is very nice, very well presented.
It's not easy cooking on the budget.
No.
But give it a try. That's your fritter. It's leftover egg, leftover fish bits and leftover breadcrumbs.
That's really nice.
I'll try the fish cake and let me know.
Fish cake. That's very nice too.
And then you've got a feta salad with our sprouting seeds on. The feta just came out of the freezer. I defrosted it overnight.
Nice and healthy.
It's just a leftover, really. Anyway, that's another cheap eat.
Lovely.
Well, that seems to be a success. And I'll see you later for a supper recipe. I'm going to be making a bean soup, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to go out very shortly. I need to deliver one of my local customers Avon to her, and I'm going down the road to get a bag of lettuce because after tomorrow we've run out. I've still got £5.50 left, so I'm okay, but I need a breath of fresh air. I've been doing some work for Dan, but look at the depressing stuff on the right hand side of the screen. I haven't watched any of it, but I'm gonna go out for some exercise and just to turn all this lot off. Well, I'm back from a very chilly walk. I found some goodies though in Tesco that I needed. 43p half price from the bargain bin in Tesco. Also, the oranges were on a yellow ticket. They were 85p. And lastly, a bag of carrots. They were 43p. I'm going to feed the cats now, and I'm going to have a shower and get into my gym jams, and then it's time to make supper. I've chopped up some vegetables. There's a bit of swede, a few Brussels sprouts, about 100 grams of carrot from the bag I bought this evening, bit of red pepper, half an onion. So I'm waiting for the oil to heat up in the pan. I've got a little bit of olive oil and 1 pat of my sumac and chili butter. Then I'm going to add these, and once they've sweated off for a couple of minutes or so, I'll add some garlic and those 2 tins of beans I bought on Saturday at Farm Foods, and some stock. I found half a stock cube lying around in the fridge, so I thought I would use that. It's so cold out this evening that I think a nice hearty soup will warm the cockles. And anyway, I'm feeling really hungry. I'm going to do up about 50 grams of the spaghetti as well, and I'll work a little bit of pesto through it and either serve it in the soup or on the side. I've also added 3 cloves of garlic. This is full of beans. You can see the red kidney beans and you can see the black-eyed beans. It'll simmer for about 20 minutes. I put a bay leaf in there. I'm eating a sprout. And then I'll probably add a little cauliflower. I fancy a nice thick nourishing soup. It's that easy. Protein packed, yum. And this is Dan's salad. So there's the leftover mayonnaise sauce from earlier today, and some of my home pickles, and some of my kimchi and sprouted seeds. And he's gonna take his sardines in hot oil as well tomorrow to work. He's out for dinner tomorrow night, so he eats very lightly if he's out for dinner. So tomorrow there'll mainly be just me to cater for. But that looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And it smells really good. It's so helpful. I also put half an organic apple chopped up in Dan's salad, and I've eaten the other half. And now I'm going to serve up. So I will see you tomorrow.